Well, I don't like. Don't be focusing. You should not be focusing on these UI things when there's other things that you need to be updating, like adding resources, apparently adding a crypto, stuff like that. Like they need to be working on that stuff. But this is what they're working on instead. All right, so it's time to talk about our monthly Earth 2 updates. That's right, October is over. We can talk about all the things that Earth 2 did in October and really criticize them for lack of actual content this time. The last 2 months, they've had some news updates, they've had some actual updates that were they did something, but not really so much this month. And we kind of already did go over one earlier with one of Arya's videos, since he was trying to cope so hard for Earth 2 that he ended up releasing a video talking about the absolute nothing update that they put out towards the end of October. We'll go back over that. Don't worry. We'll go over all their updates. But yeah, like I said, this month they did a lot less. So it's a lot of nothing, really. Let's go ahead and talk about this though. So on the 1st of October, they added alphabet filter for Jules slotting tab. I don't know how there wasn't already an alphabet filter. That should probably the easiest filter to add, but whatever. Honestly, adding filters by themselves, they're not that hard to do. You can just like sort in so many different ways, especially if you're pulling all the jewels already in your React framework, I believe is what they're using. So it'd be really, really easy just to sort that and create tabs to sort it. But yeah, added EPL admin management for projects / megacities. So EPL management, that's the Earth Point location thing where you can like rename your plot of land, I guess. Really doesn't mean much. Updating it so that you can manage larger land easier, I guess is, yeah, I guess that's cool. Heat map update. I don't know what they did to the heat map. So this is, I talk about this a lot. They have a major problem where they never, ever, ever talk about or like go into really any kind of detail about what these updates actually are or like what they did. So like how did they update the heat map? The world may never know. How to update new section, the bazaar. So they added a new how to section. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Fixed an issue causing the message when changing the price of jewels to appear multiple times. Okay, again, this is a problem with verifying like that something got sent or received. Pretty easy to fix. Fixed transaction page not correctly working when selecting filters. How? So they've had so many filter problems, it seems like, when this should be one of the easiest things to do. Fixed an issue for the notifications hub sometimes not displaying the date properly. I don't know if that had to do with possible time zone issues. That would be my guess. They had some weird time zone problems going on. Common issue, easy fix. So that was all. I guess to be fair, a little bit. That was only a few days after this update. So good job. Now about a week later, 7th of October, search results number increased from 20 to 50 when operating in the hollow building editor. Okay, why? I don't know why this wouldn't be a variable paging system where they could do like 20, 30, 10, 15, whatever really number they want, but I guess they'll just hard code it for you. So there you go. I mean, this is like, I don't know why they can even call this a change. I don't know how this isn't just like a fix, but sure, they just changed like one number really. Fix an error. Something went wrong previously appearing for resource page and notification hub. But it doesn't say like what the actual thing they fixed was. So apparently this error was popping up for no reason. Unclear what the actual cause of that was. I mean, maybe they wouldn't want to tell us because it would kind of indicate some other backend problems, but I'm not really sure why they couldn't be more specific with what this is. But hey, you won't get this error message anymore. Congratulations. Fixed an issue not showing more than 100 items for the notification hub widget. Okay, so this is another paging issue. I'm starting to see a trend. Paging issues, filtering issues, they have a lot of these random problems. So if you had more than 100 items for the notification hub, then you wouldn't be able to see the like past 100th. So that's sucks for them, I guess, or sucks for the people who had more than 100 notifications. Fixed an issue which was causing the 3D view to freeze when tilted to maximum volume. That's not, honestly, that sounds like a divided by zero problem. So they're tilting it up. It's like trying to guess an angle, and to do the angle is using division, and it probably found that like the actual axes was 0, and so it's like, oh, divide by 0, and then it's like, oh, I have no idea what to do now. So that's probably what happened there. Optimized the landing page. Optimized it how? Never know. They're just gonna say that. This could be like a lie too, by the way. They could have just been like, it's optimized. Here's the update that Arya mentioned that actually doesn't really mean anything and is kind of useless. He used it to explain how Earth 2 is actually doing really, really good right now, when in fact, how could it be doing good if this is their most recent update? So this is 13 days later, almost 2 weeks later, 20th of October. Added news ticker widget displaying website activities. That's this thing up here, I presume. Yeah, that's this thing up here. So this is what makes it look like there's a lot more activity going on than there really is, because people are just going to be generating essence and all that, and so it's just going to be like, wow, there's a lot of stuff going on, and really there's not. Added news ticker settings in the profile setting page to manage visibility of players' activity. Properties owned by users are now highlighted with user-specific color to further distinguish one property from another. Okay, again, just adding a color, changing the color of like your own properties of the properties owned by a specific user is not hard. Like, these updates are not, there's nothing really here. So like what I would expect to see in an update for like an emerging project like this who's trying to retain people is I would expect to see updates like added a building modifier where you can go in and view your building in first person, or added a game mode for light PvP, or added a game mode, or added minerals, or added like anything, like added resources, like added something that lets people play the game and like do stuff with the game. But that's not here, right? There's nothing. So portfolio UI reworked with more filters. Okay, yeah, filters are hard for them, I get it. Selling, editing, and sorting features reworked with new UI. Okay. Well, I don't like. Don't be focusing. You should not be focusing on these UI things when there's other things that you need to be updating, like adding resources, apparently adding a crypto, stuff like that. Like they need to be working on that stuff. But this is what they're working on instead. Added feature property function. Users can now highlight properties on their profile page. Okay, this is probably to help selling. Again, this would not be that hard to do. This would take like a minute. I don't know why they're adding all these updates that are useless. They should, honestly, if I was on this team, or if I was like a manager on this team, I would be telling them to do work on making a cryptocurrency, work on making a game, like some kind of playable content, work on doing like a first person view of, like, you can only build like hollow buildings. You can't even really, like, those like blueprints, you can't even build buildings. So I would expect them to be working on adding buildings into the game as well, but, or at least some kind of editor like Sims has or something like that, The for sale button on the property card now directly leads to the marketplace with set filters displaying selected properties. Okay, so what did it do before? The for sale button on property card now directly leads to the marketplace. So what did it do before? It just would just let you know that it's for sale and you had to type it in yourself. Like, this is like a day one thing that should have been in there. That's what I'm talking about. They're so far behind on their development. So anytime Arya says, "Oh, we're not really at the end of phase 2 yet," they're still not even close to what they have to have done by phase 2, or what they said they were going to have done by phase 2, right? Like, they're still adding base functionality to the website. Property deed UI page reworked, matching portfolio update. Market UI page rework, matching portfolio. Okay, those two mean nothing. Why are you changing the UI when you should be working on other things? Fixed withdrawal message displaying out of date information. Okay, I would like to be more clear on this, but out of date information, I guess maybe it's talking about like the process, or like the date things were withdrawn or something like that, but it doesn't really say, so it's hard to guess. Fixed white login screen occurring with specific language setting. Okay. That's a localization issue. Like, yeah, that can happen sometimes. Fixed an issue with credit card payment process not resetting when creating a new tile selection. Wait, credit card payment process not resetting? So you would end up buying the same tile again, or if you like left accidentally buying the tile you didn't actually want? I don't know how is the payment process not reset, right? Like, does that mean that the process actually just sent through for the other tile, or that the page couldn't continue on with trying to sell the user those items because it was stuck on the other tile's payment process? Like, which part of the payment process got messed up? Fixed an error happening when placing hollow buildings on properties located in specific locations. Okay. That probably was really annoying for those people. I wonder if they paid for it and then it like didn't go through, and then they had to pay for it again. That'd be kind of funny. Fix an error happening when saving a blueprint on properties located in specific locations. Again, this sounds like the same thing, right? This sounds like the same fix. Fixed unknown property issue. So did people own unknown property, or are they trying to buy unknown property? Or like, what was going on here? Is this a problem with like people trying to find property that wasn't quite in the database, or like what happened here? That's the kind of questions I'd be asking about all this. But yeah, those are literally all of the updates for the month of October and Earth 2. And it makes me wonder, like Arya was vehemently defending like this. He's like, oh my god, Earth 2 just had the most amazing update ever. Holy fuck. And it's just this little news ticker at the top. Like, no one actually cares about the news ticker, bro. Like, that doesn't mean anything. It's obviously just like, how do they get people back in? And then, not to mention, we have other like things coming out of people, even Arya saying people are selling their property for like 70%, 80% off or whatever. It's like, how can you not actually think that this game is dying at this point? Personally, I feel it seems to be dying, or I don't even call it a game. It's like, it's barely anything. There's nothing really to do. You just buy shit. It's like a marketplace where you buy fake things that aren't even tied to like a decentralized system like cryptocurrency is. It's literally, you're just throwing money at a company for actually no reason at all. And they probably don't have many like legal liabilities if they just took your money, or if they just shut the project down, right? So it makes me a little worried for the people who are invested in it. I hope that they don't all get rug pulled, but I know some people are going to lose a lot of money. It's very unfortunate that this is what happens. These updates are always useless. Their notes are completely useless. And the updates themselves obviously have nothing in them. Otherwise, there would be stuff in the game to do. But hey, that's my opinion. If you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know down in the comments. I'll have a conversation with you. We can talk it out there. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I love making content like this. If you have some other ideas for other things that seem kind of sketchy, or that maybe other people think are sketchy but you don't, let me know and I'll look into those. I looked into Upland and stuff like that. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments. I love to make content like this. I also love to break down videos. So if you have a content creator who's a complete moron, let me know. I'll break down his videos and talk about like his fallacies and what he's doing wrong and stuff like that. But hey, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.